Hello guys, what is up? Hellohi here, and today I'm going to be making a video talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 and some news we have for the PC version, the PC port coming out. Obviously for the PC, I was going to say the date, but I'll get more into that. So recently, I've been seeing on news websites recently, like within, I don't know, the past day, maybe even week, I don't exactly remember, that Rockstar reconfirmed the date for the game coming to PC on January 27th. I pulled up an article right now, but I can't, I'm looking around and I'm not sure where the original thing is. I haven't looked super deep though, to be fair. And there's a quote that says, "The game will be coming to PC on January 27th, and we are not going to change the date unless an official announcement is made later." Okay? So, hey, there's apparently an official announcement saying that it's going to be delayed until March 24th is when the PC version of the game is supposed to come out. They want to polish up the game and do more testing to make it as good as it can be. They say that moving a release date, is never something that they do, just spur of the moment, or, they don't take it lightly. But they think that it's with everyone's best interest in mind that they do that. And you know what? I'm completely fine with it. Honestly, I don't want to spend money on it yet. I'm totally fine with them going ahead and delaying it. Other people may not be. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Grand Theft Auto 5 at the moment anyway. And again, other people might not be. So, that sucks for that. But the cool thing is, hey, we won't have another GTA 4. I hope. I really, really hope. Now, if you didn't play Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PC when it came out, or even now, guys, it's fucking horrible. Okay? It's not very well made. Alright? It uses up a lot more power from your computer than it should. It's kind of clunky, and if Grand Theft Auto wasn't popular, if it wasn't that popular, or if the modding community wasn't that popular, oh my god, I never would have gotten into Grand Theft Auto. Okay, because, the other Grand Theft Auto games were more popular, or, not more popular, what the hell am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. Grand Theft Auto 4 came out in the time that I was like, oh, Grand Theft Auto seems interesting. I kind of messed around with the PlayStation 2 Grand Theft Autos, but not heavily, and whenever I got into Grand Theft Auto 4, I really didn't like it at first, and the multiplayer was oh my god, if it didn't have multiplayer, I would have just fucking hated Grand Theft Auto. I would have just thrown it out the window and been like, nope, I'm never going to play these games. And then Grand Theft Auto 5 came along, and I played that, and that game is great, okay? And I can't wait for that to come out in PC, and, run it at 4K and 60 FPS, blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't have a monster computer, but it's nice to think that that's something that can happen in the future, and hopefully, it's a very well-made game. Hopefully, it runs very well. We do have some requirements. If you want to look at this, we can do that. The game is really large. 65 gigabytes is how big it is. There is some, it should say what graphics card is recommended, but I'm not actually seeing it right here. I'm not sure why. It says that a quad-core processor is recommended with 4 gigs of memory, RAM, and then an i5 processor with 8 gigs of RAM is the good stuff, and the other one is the minimum requirements. And I'm pretty sure that I saw somewhere what the graphics card recommendations are, though, but I can't find them. Okay, so the minimum specs that you're going to need to be rocking: Windows 7, Windows Vista, or Windows 8. Processor is Intel Core 2 Quad, or a Phenom, an AMD 4-core, or an Intel 4-core is the recommended. 4 gigs of memory. Video cards super, super low end NVIDIA 9800 GT 1 gig or an AMD HD 4870 1 gig, okay? That's the minimum, which obviously they're going to be low. Now the recommended is NVIDIA 660 2 gigs or an AMD 7870 2 gigs. Memory, again, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the recommended processor is an i5 for CPUs is what it says. I assume it's referencing the number of cores on the CPU. And AMD, it recommends 8. They're 8350, the top of the line AMD thing. So, yeah, there you go. Is this going to be hurting your computer? Oh, tell me in the comments below. Do you have a nice rig? Do you have a bad rig? Do you have an okay rig? Hopefully you have the minimum requirements. Do you have the recommended though? I shine quite a bit above the recommended. If what the recommended is saying, then hopefully it isn't extremely difficult to run. Oh man, I really don't like the games, the hard drive space taking up so much more for... It doesn't really seem like we're getting that big of an advantage. Apparently the extra space lets games run faster. Like, I want to say Titanfall had a ton of uncompressed audio because it could access it faster or something. It just had a ton more space because of some files it could read faster because they had more space on it. So the game ended up being huge when it didn't really need to be. Like, I think Skyrim's like 20 gigs or something. And now we have Grand Theft Auto, and it's at 65. Like, Skyrim's really big, and it still looks alright. This, on the other hand, I mean, obviously, I don't know how it looks. I'm thinking that maybe it doesn't have to be that many gigs. Like, that just seems so much. 65 gigs? I don't know of any games that I own that are 65 gigs. I mean, I don't know how good this game's gonna look. I know that Crysis isn't 65 gigs. Crysis 3, and I doubt that this is going to look as good as that. I mean, there's... I can go on and on and on about, like, games that I think look better than this, and yet don't use up that, but, I mean, there's so many factors that go into it, blah, 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 whatever. Game's coming out, it's delayed, that kind of sucks, but I'll get over it. What about you guys? Are you guys okay with it? Does it make you sad? Are you indifferent like me? You're just like, whatever, I'll buy it in 2 months whenever people are talking about it. Let me know.